How's everybody doing this evening? It is time for another episode of Starward Bound. I hope everybody is having a good time. We are about to have a good time as well. First, I want to get to our sponsor, Tabletop Loot. If you head on over to tabletoploot.com, you can get dice, mugs, t-shirts. Use the code WebDM15. You can get those same things, 15% off. Oh yeah, that's right. We did that just for you. So let's get around to cast and crew. Wait, by the way, did we decide who's doing the thing this week? No? I'll do the thing. Don't worry about it. So anyway, let's get around to cast and crew. Then we'll get a bit of a recap, and then we will launch into this episode of Starward Bound. Starting out with, hang on, Trey.
Oh, yo, what's up? Yeah, man. Yo, what's up? It's Trey playing your favorite half-elf Kenzie monk named Dakor, who likes to smoke and draw. It's been far too long. See, these breaks, man, be jacking me up, man. I'm still got that. Can I get my Starward Bound on? So can we please get this thing rolling soon before I have to check back into that methadone clinic?
Well, we don't want that. Next up is Greg. How are you doing, sir? Who are you playing?
Listen, anytime you can start an episode or a session of RPG where it sounds like a Kid Rock song, hey, I'm all for it. Where I am ready to go. I'm with Trey. It has been far too long. My teeth itch. I want to play some Elry Toss Bottle. I want to roll around with my brother DeCool, get into some trouble, maybe throw a smooch on E404, and forget about smooching Hilda, because apparently she don't remember. Back to you, Pruitt.
Oh, thank you. That's reporting what's most important. Next up for a rebuttal, Emma.
Hilda's so sorry that she forgot that kiss, Elry. However, in her defense, the person playing her forgets 95% of things that happen on every single game that she plays, and Pruitt can confirm that. That's a thing that happens to me. Regardless, Hilda is still happy to be here and still feels very fondly, though platonically, about Elry Toss Bottle. I'm Emma. I'm excited to be back here. Hi, Ken. It's the first time I've seen your face since I saw your face in person. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, hey, are you kidding? My heart just like the Grinch just expanded like 5 times. And Kiana, yes, it is so great to see your face after actually seeing your face and playing with you. Oh my God. We need to do Honey Heist one week. We're going to totally do Honey Heist in space. I mark my words. Kiana.
You know what? I'll just mash Honey Heist and lasers and feelings together, and we'll bears and feelings? Honey and lasers?
Honey and lasers sounds great.
We'll figure something out. But hi, yes. I'm so excited to be back here with this lovely crew going off into space. Maybe E will get smooched. I have no idea. Apparently, this is now a movement of trying to get E to smooch. Smooching is clearly very important. But yeah, I'm excited to be back as your favorite murder robo, sweet Bab. And yeah, let's just go to space, guys. Let's just do it.
Yes, we are going into space because where we left off, the crew of the Dawn Rose had been tasked to find an Illithid base, one that apparently the Nyogi had visited multiple times over many trips. And upon heading out of the Phlogiston and entering what is called the Dearth, for it is the absence thereof, there is nothing but floating hulks of ships that have failed to come back from missions searching for famed cities, famed spheres, treasures untold. And upon their visit to the Dearth, they found a band of asteroids, and within it they find a derelict dwarven vessel. Upon investigating this vessel, they find some survivors who they don't trust at first, but then eventually after some spell casting, know that they can trust. And they head off in search of this Illithid base. We find the crew 5 days later. Nothing but the empty vastness of space have they found. It is starting to get a little tense on the crew on the ship itself, because the sensory deprivation, the lights in the distance have faded almost to nothingness. And so where do we find Hilda as you are 5 days in and still nothing?
I think we find her in her quarters, where she is attempting to train Hamilton 2.
Oh,
Hamilton 2. I feel like he should be Hamilton the 4th because he's the second Hamilton 2.
okay. So you are in your quarters training Hamilton the 4th.
Yes.
What are you doing to train him?
I probably have food and I'm trying to do like positive behavioral modification. But it's probably not working very well.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give me, if you have animal handling, that, or otherwise just a straight charisma roll.
Charisma roll. Animal handling is wisdom.
Or you can do wisdom.
I do wisdom. I'm way better at wisdom. I got a 24 on that.
A 24 on that. Well, I will say that in a very short time, like, you have managed to at least reverse a lot of his bad habits. The chewing on the wood, chewing on your clothes, your boots, that kind of stuff. You've managed to at least eradicate that and partially, shall we say, house train him.
Oh my goodness.
He gets it in the box like half the time now, as opposed to like never, like it was before.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's
and so that's where we find Captain Hildegard. E404.
He's again doing their thing of just going around and checking if anyone needs any help with anything. But I think mostly they're just kind of going through all of their data files and having some time to just sort through everything for once.
Mm-hmm.
Just put everything into organizational, because now they have the information about, all of their leads kind of going to one place and kind of almost conspiracy boarding it.
Okay. So go ahead and give me, do you have either investigation or history, whichever, you have like one of those?
I do have history.
Okay, so yeah, we can do a history roll because you are literally looking through files, which is a way of looking at the past, which is history. Your browser history.
My browser history. That's a 19.
A 19? Okay. You're sorting through the files, and you actually, if you'll recall that the information as y'all were downloading or trying to upload it or whatever to the ramshackle constructed like view screen, which gave you that map of the Nyogi. The only thing that stands out is a series of numbers that are offset by 100 for each map. Like each map is the string of numbers is 100 greater in each one of the maps as they are laid down. And whatever that means, it's just a fact that stands out as you recalculate everything. But you're definitely like, y'all are in the area, I'm sure you've been like trying to recalculate and navigate and coordinate where this is, and like y'all are like, it's like should be here. This is the area of space that the Nyogi were passing through. But still there is nothing. Moving on over to Dakul.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of going to take the same route that Hilda was taking. It's going to be some one-on-one time with Hellion. He's starting to. The last time we worked on some stuff, he learned how to attack a little bit. But like how you see those police canines. It's not just about attacking. It's about attacking and holding somebody so that they don't get away. So if there is it possible for him to maybe get the early stages of learning how to do some type of like hamster grapple just to hold the person down like those attack dogs do?
Yeah, most definitely. That's give me same thing. Give me an animal handling or just a wisdom check if you don't have that.
18.
Okay, yeah, you managed to teach him like he attacks and then like hangs on without like biting and continue to bite, just trying to hold in place. So yeah, you managed to, he's got the concept. He could get better at it though, but at least has the basic concept of grappling. And you notice that like now that he's getting bigger, like he can like his cheeks, like he can hold a lot. Like you've noticed, like sometimes he'll hoard food instead of eating it all. Like you notice he can hold quite a bit in his cheeks.
That's really good to know. Got a new weed stash, baby.
Greg, where is he? Where is Elry?
Well, if there has been nothing to do for the past couple days, Elry is bored as shit. And because the ship is actually flying, he's not going to be able to skip away with Ellie. So this is like week 1 in The Shining, where, Jack Nicholson is just starting to act a little off. Like, he's just, hearing something down the hallway. What was that? And so that's where Elry is right now. He's just a little off. He's just he's a week away from killing everybody on the boat and, like Lord of the Flies type stuff.
Right.
So far, so good.
Yeah. What is compounding that is while you did get one of the last stashes of blueberries, your stash ran out yesterday. And as Elry and everybody...
Okay, well, if that's the case, then Pruitt, I'd like to redact what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not week 1 of The Shining. It's about week 3. Like the typing has started. It's don't bother me while I'm working. That type of shit's like, that's what we're in that stage now.
Okay. So maybe people have started to see like carvings like Elry, like all sailing and no play makes Elry a bad boy or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, but there's masturbations thrown in there somewhere. But I mean, you get the point.
Yeah, no. I got it. Yeah, I think I have a grip on it. So we, sorry, you find yourself as you're probably shakily walking across the deck or something. Tensions have been running high. Elry, you had one of the last stashes, but the crew ran out of blueberries like 4 days ago. And there is a sharp cry from down below that follows. There was the sounds of an argument and then a very sharp, like, oh! It's like a Wilhelm scream from the crew quarters. How does everyone react to this?
Elry, not at all. He doesn't react at all to this.
Hilda puts Hamilton in his cage and scurries off to see what the noise is.
Okay. So you're going down 2 decks. E and Dakul?
He's gonna check it out too.
Okay.
Dakul's gonna check it out as well, but he's bringing Hellion with him this time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so Dakul, you're just going from the fore to the aft of the ship because you're on the mid deck, crew quarters at the very back, and you kind of arrive probably about the same time, and there are the sounds of a tussle. Some of the crew are like trying to, looks like, pull people apart as you kind of enter the crew area. It's hard to tell what's going on, but you definitely hear the sounds, and you smell blood. I mean, it's distinct. It's odor. And so, yeah, that's what the scene that you walk in on.
He's gonna get straight into there and then try to reach in and pull apart whichever 2 people are fighting each other. Okay.
So E kind of steps up behind the crowd as they're like trying to pull, and you just kind of reach down and you see 2 people on the ground, like one on the ground, one standing on top, and you grab them by the nape of the neck and you pull up Tall Gene, the halfling, and he's bearing a knife that is bloody. And in the other hand is Eugene, which is, he's just a human. He's in his mid-20s, decent clothes. He does good work on the ship, but but he has a wound in his belly. It's bleeding quite profusely.
Yeah.
And he's kind of holding it like, what the, you're the one that took it. You took it. And they're still like trying to go at it.
Yeah. So E's not realizing this is like, you know, a very probably intimidating thing to do, to just like have them dangling by the backs of their shirts. But they just kind of just turn to Hilda with these two and looks at, I do not know why you are fighting. There is no reason to resort to stabbing.
And you hear Tall Gene, the halfling, like pointing like an accusing dagger at Eugene. And he's like, he's the one. He accused me. I didn't take his shit. I didn't take it, I swear. And he attacked me. So I defended myself, Captain. I defended myself. And Eugene's like, he took it. I swear, Captain. I saw him. He took my last hit.
He took your last what?
And he kind of realizes now what he's talking about. He's like, and looks a little like ashamed, maybe. And he's like, I had one more hit of the blueberries, Captain. And he took it from me.
All of a sudden, Elry is there.
Hilda will kind of look at these two, and then look at Elry a lot. And you're taking what were you taking blueberries for? Why are you guys fighting over?
Hilda, I mean, you don't need a medicine check to look at these guys, and a lot of the crew have all the symptoms of a little bit of withdrawal, little snappy, the sunken eyes, and so.
Am I such a bad captain?
What? You've been busy.
What's happened?
Been busy trying to find an enemy base.
All right, she will look around. She'll look around at them. She's going to heal up Eugene, which is the first level cure wounds.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
And then she will say, everybody up on the main deck, line up now.
Okay. And slowly, like, all the energy that was in there, like some people were like enjoying the fight. They all just kind of like shoulder slump. They're all walking out. And, now that kind of quietens down, you can hear like Cull is in the back corner, like just still asleep, just snoring. Yeah, he just got done, pulling a double, but he's still over there.
Okay.
Caster's like trying to wake him up, like trying to leave, wanting to leave, but like trying to wake him up, and he just leaves him and just goes up.
Yeah, Caster, it's fine. It's fine.
He hadn't let go of Tall Gene and Eugene, by the way. He's still holding on to them as they.
Oh, you send them upstairs. I need Elry, E, to cool. I need you guys here.
As everybody's walking past on their way upstairs, Elry would just whisper every like fourth or fifth person, drop your pants when you get up there. Drop them. Drop your pants.
It's not necessary at this point, Elry.
Go ahead and drop them.
Not.
That's right, Captain. You should go ahead and drop them. You should probably still drop them when you get up there.
Okay, Elry, give me either persuasion, deception, whatever, intimidate, whatever you're trying to do here.
Uh, 11 plus a 7 is an 18.
Okay. Hilda, what were you saying? Sorry.
I want everybody here, and once everybody's gone, I'm going to turn around to you guys and be like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this. This is a huge problem. Elry, what do you have to do with this exactly?
I would think that I'm probably part of the problem, Captain, and not necessarily someone that can help you solve said problem.
Yeah. How many? I'm assuming that you, Mrs. Moore, you think then, was Hobart? No,
I'm super selfish. Yes, Hobart, but I mean...
Hoban.
Yeah.
Hoban. That guy, the druid. I don't really remember his name either.
Yeah, this seems like you and not Hoban or Hobart.
Why would it be me? I don't make anything. What do you
we need to get Hoban. I forgot Hoban.
I mean, he's up on deck. He was.
Go get Hoban or Hobart.
I think you should probably, Captain, I would suspect that they are ready and waiting for you. You should probably go up there and they are ready to present themselves.
What does that mean? That feels like a veiled innuendo that I don't understand.
You will when you get on deck.
What do I say to these people? I mean,
you say, show me your prison wallet, and we make sure that nobody has any more of these blueberries.
I'm not. No, I don't. Since why are we violating people's personhood that way? I don't understand.
You're the captain. I'm just following orders.
No. I have no interest in doing that. Thank you. But
all right. Well, Dakul, as the captain's first mate, I'll let you know that his prison wallet falls on your capable hands. I wish I could hear you.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's good.
You're muted.
No.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Uh-oh. Now M is the DM. I'll be playing Dakul.
Everybody prepare to snooze.
Trey,
Oh, shit. Look out, everybody.
Hello, can you see me now? Oh,
there you are.
There you are.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
Hi.
DM.
I am sorry. Thoughts of prison wallets freaked me to the point that I had to step away for
No.
a moment and my composure.
Listen, everybody. We have to go upstairs. And if we're going to talk to people, Ellery, I am upset to see exactly what you're doing. And I'm sure it's either you or Hobart or Hoban or somebody is in charge of all of these problems on my boat. So let's find the space and let's take care of it.
I do not think that you are doing that correctly. Come here, my little friend. And he pulls up Hellion. Sorry.
Well, personally, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go off in the back and jerk my knob.
Roll a Constitution check.
-4.
You don't. Nothing happens.
That's not how it works. God damn it.
I'm the DM. Yes, it does.
Okay, so anyway, y'all are there we go. Y'all are debating this. Like, so what are you doing there? Keanu, you okay?
Yep, fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Call
Yep.
still snoring in the corner, just like sawing logs.
Captain, it seems that the crew has a lot of unnecessary energy. I think it could be wise for those who have problems with one another to sort it out on deck in front of everyone. A fight club, if you will.
You really think that we should? I mean, they're tweaking. They're tweaking. How often, Dakul, have you been with a bunch of people who all think that everybody else has drugs? And probably none of them have drugs.
And they're likely Pooh Bear in it right now. So it would be a very
Likely what?
fight.
Excuse
What?
me?
I don't know. I thought I was in charge there for a couple seconds. Sorry.
I love you guys. All right, so what are you doing? You can start to hear the murmurs of like it was quiet up on deck, but now there's starting to be murmurs of just like, well, why are we up here?
Okay, so basically, we have to sort of address who's involved in this and who's not, and what we can do. Because my limited understanding is that this sort of situation is rather unpleasant. I did work building ships for many, many years, and all sorts of substances were thrown around all the time. And I'm legitimately concerned that I totally missed this entire time.
Well, we have been doing drugs since episode 3.
But there's a difference.
We're on episode 32 right now, and it's just like train spotting. Like every bed has shit in it. I mean,
well, that's just the hamster. That's all. Doesn't mean anything.
Either
Okay,
way.
Please, E4. Continue.
Either way, we should get to the bottom of the situation, see who is suffering from withdrawal symptoms. This is why I do not understand why people would subject themselves to intoxicants when these things happen.
I also believe in a state of crisis or emergency, maybe we should disarm the crew, leave their weapons in their armory until further notice.
That's a good idea, Cool. Let's do that.
I tell you what, why don't you guys head up top and see the sights? I'll wake up this asshole down here and see what Call has to say for himself. He's sleeping, son of a bitch. I'll wake him up and get him up there. By God.
Hilda's just gonna look at you a little bit and she'll just be like, good initiative, Ellery. You do that. That's fine with me.
Absolutely.
Are you sure you do not need assistance?
100%. They're waiting for you on deck. At attention.
Okay.
And with that, Dakul is going to go round up the crew for his captain and issue the order to drop their weapons in a small pile and have somebody else store them in our armory. If we have an armory, I'm assuming we do.
Yeah, we do. You do you do. So y'all go up on the deck, so to speak, and you're come up issuing these orders to find the men kind of standing in a loose set of lines. All of them have dropped trowel, so their weapons are kind of like in a pile at their feet, and they're all just kind of like standing there, just kind of awkwardly covering up their privates, and just like, why are we doing this? Why did Mr. Tossbine said so, Master? And they all kind of quieten down when y'all crest the deck, so to speak.
The second Hilda sees it, she'll be like, God damn it, put your pants back on.
And they all start pulling their pants back up.
I'll ask one of them, like, is Ellery responsible for this?
Yes, ma'am. As it's Smart Gene, the dwarf, the carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kind of.
How's Smart Gene look? Does he look okay?
Give me either medicine or insight.
21.
Which one did you do?
I did insight.
Insight. I mean, he's trying to avoid eye contact with you. He's being very like, yes, ma'am. And he's not acting right.
Okay. I thought you were the Smart Gene. Jeez.
He looks ashamed as he looks at his feet.
Okay. Is he putting his pants back on?
He already put his pants back on.
Okay, good. Hilda's going to grab E4's hand and also Dakul's hand, because she doesn't want to talk about any of this with any of them. And she's going to address the crew if she can.
They're standing at attention. You know that for sure.
All right. I will just tell them. I'll say, I'm not interested in punishing anybody. And I'm not interested in making any of you feel any worse than you already should. But everybody who is in need of blueberry juice, please step forward.
Go ahead and give me, are you trying to inspire them, intimidate them?
I think I'm trying to intimidate them.
Okay, give me an intimidation.
Isn't that what like,
you're not mad, you're just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
That's intimidating, yeah.
Yes. That is a 19.
Okay, yeah. You just kind of see a few of them like look back and forth and you know, you see Eugene and Tall Gene step forward almost immediately, right? Because they were fighting over this. Smart Gene, the dwarf, he steps forward. Then 3 of the red shirts. You think their names are like Tim, Eric, Stan, something like that. They're red shirts, right? But they step forward, and so yeah. And then Hoban, he looks okay, but he steps forward all the same.
All right, I'll give the rest of you a chance. This is the only time I'm going to ask with no repercussions. So if you have anything to say, you better say it. Or just like step forward. Because that would have made more sense to say.
And the rest of them just kind of stand there, like looking around bored.
All right. Tell them all get back to the ones that are still standing. Get back to work.
Okay. And they disperse, kind of like looking back over their shoulder, muttering to each other, shaking heads, And as that happens, we're going to kind of rewind a few seconds. Elry, Hilda and DeCool have just walked up on deck. It's just you and Call snoring.
Elry goes over and kicks Call.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Damn it. That's a 9 plus. What am I attacking? I'm attacking with my foot. So
yeah, so it's just an unarmed weapon, just like
it's 17.
Okay, yeah, you kick him like in the side. He I need a double shift.
Bullshit.
Huh?
Bullshit. No
And-
way. No way you slept through this, Cole. You're
And he,
holding
like,
out on.
Okay. He kind of like sits up and like kind of wipes the sleep out of his eyes and is like shaking his head. And he stands up. He's like, "Oh, sorry, Master Tossball. Wait, what's going on?"
Now listen, between you and me,
Mm-hmm.
Castor's there, but I mean, he's not going to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You got some blueberry shit. We're going to split it. And then we're going to go upstairs. Nah, you got some. You were sleeping.
Yeah, give me like an investigation or an insight.
Which one do you want?
Whichever one you're doing, whether you're just trying to just check out his general mood or are you looking for clues? Like looking at
Investigation is an 18, 15 plus 3.
Okay, yeah, you look at him and he's like sitting there and his eyes are a little dilated and you as you can tell, what you notice is he's not breathing. He's trying not to breathe out. But he's a little droopy-eyed.
Listen, you can either keep half of it or none of it.
He kind of looks up at the stairs, looks back at you, kind of reaches into a pouch and he takes out like he's got 2 little vials left and he hands you one of them. Please, don't tell the captain. It was me. I took it. I thought, well, maybe at least I should have it since I'm in charge of these boys, and if I can at least keep them wrangled. But then I took a little bit too much last night. I've been asleep. What day is it?
I don't know, and I don't care, but thank you.
And he walks off.
And Cole just kind of looks like, the camera waits on Cole as Elry leaves, and there's just silence as you step upstairs, Elry, and the rest of the crew is kind of dispersing. But there are still some standing at attention in front of Hilda here. Hilda, back to you. As Elry joins you on the deck.
She's going to look at all of them. And she's going to, with a shaking hand, get her flask up to her lips and take a big long drink. And then,
Oh, the irony.
yes.
You sons of bitches.
Make me do this.
I love you so much.
She's gonna look at him. She's just gonna say, "How you feeling?" Honestly,
Who are you asking?
all of them. I'm doing like the crazy eyes at all of them.
Yeah, they all like kind of they're trying to avoid your gaze. Like they're thoroughly ashamed. You have them kind of lined up. All what is that? 7 of them. Yeah, you have all 7 of them lined up, and they're just kind of like sitting there, like.
I'll tell them it's disrespectful not to look your captain in the eye, isn't it?
Just kind of in a chorus. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And they all look up.
Mm-hmm. So she'll look on. How are you feeling?
It's smart Gene. He's like, I've been better. Cap. Sorry. Just gets a little dull out here. You know how it is. Long voyage, nothing to do. Just the work every day.
Yep.
Just wanted a little escape. That's all.
Well, you certainly got something like that, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
I want all of you to go to your quarters and know there's any more violence, any more controversy, any more bickering about anything else like this, I will make you all build extra brigs just for yourself. And then I'm going to put you there and forget about you for the rest of this journey.
And you see all their faces collectively go white. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It kind of echoes down the line.
Good. Whole band, stay here.
You know, and they all started to depart, and he like takes that half step and then steps back.
Okay. Hilda's gonna look at E, and Decole's like, "Did I do okay? Is that okay? All right."
He had no facial expression, but you get the sense of approving.
Okay. All right.
I like the adding of the bass in your voice.
Mm-hmm. Whole band.
Captain, hey man, I'm just a proprietor. I provide a product. I am sorry that we are in an area where I cannot provide said product.
That was my question. What do you actually use to produce this?
Well, it's an extract that you get from a very certain mold. It only grows like out here in the Phlogiston. Usually, you know, when you pass asteroids and you check and you need some stuff or whatever, it's like I'm always like checking for this mold, right? And I thought at that last set of asteroids, remember we got attacked by the big like thing, right? I could like have some time to check those asteroids, but you know, we right out of there, and it's like I'm almost out, and here we are.
So you're blaming me for sowing discord and ship. Is that?
Nope. Would never do that, Captain. I was merely relaying the events in a condensed order, so that should not be any. I was not besmirching your captaining. I would never do that.
All right. Well, as long as we both agree, you got us into this mess.
It does. It would appear that way. Yeah.
What can you do to fix it?
I mean, if I had the stuff, I could make more. Then, you know, they wouldn't be.
I don't think they wouldn't what?
They would be like, you know, like they are, like now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a problem. And the thing I would hope, of course, it's up to each individual person, but I would hope that they would not do that, because I'm so sorry to say, Hope, man, I really liked you.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, Captain. Yeah.
And you're useful, except you undermine the integrity of the entire ship. And it's not because they were doing drugs. It was because it's really fucking difficult to be in this situation. And you didn't tell me about it beforehand.
I was hoping, again, I'm sorry, I didn't. It's one of those things where, like, you want to tell someone something, but you're like, they're going to be really mad. And you kind of put it off, and you keep putting it off.
Yeah, so you betray them to their face every day. Is that what you're saying?
I was kind of just hoping, like, maybe we'd find an asteroid and be like, hey, Captain, we really need to go check that out. You know what I'm saying? And it just never happened, man. Just, you know, I thought it would be all right.
So.
Does it take a lot of these moss in order to make your concoction?
I mean, not really. You know, it's like it's just kind of like the activating ingredient. But you know,
Daku's gonna look at Hilda and say, the dwarven ship that we are towing, it did crash into the asteroid. It is a very slim possibility that this moss that he speaks of might be encrusted on the side of the hull. Maybe we should send someone over to investigate.
Sure.
and Hoban's eyes are like just big, like he's like looking at Dakul like he's his savior. You know.
It's a very temporary measure.
Well, but okay, Captain. Here's the thing: we can wean them. We can wean them. Wean them.
Why didn't you do that to begin with, Hoban?
I mean, when a businessman conducts business, they don't really want to conduct business that ends to the end of their business. You know, does that like make sense?
Makes
Yes.
sense.
And now your business is fixing this. So congratulations. You are part of the boarding party.
Oh, hey, I'm all for it. Master Dakul, First Mate Dakul, my savior. Thank you. I will be right there first off the boat. First in, last out.
Well, I think we need to gain the consent of our guests before we go searching on their ship. But if this is something you want to take, Dakul, you can go ahead.
Yes, allow me to do it. Hoban, come with me. And then, we're going to go over to the dwarven quarters and ask if it's all right if we check their hull.
Okay. Yeah, you find Hunhar too. He's helping with Hilda's help. Sorry, I didn't mean to assume, but I assume that maybe in this time you would probably be helping them with their engines, like trying to get them going. Hilda.
Oh, sorry. I was eating Cheez-Its, so I couldn't hear you for a second.
Cheez-Its are good.
Yes. No, I would help them with their engines and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Hilda, you've helped out a little bit, and they've almost got one of their forge engines running. And so, yeah, Dakul, you would enter the ship and find all three of the remaining dwarves in there, like working. You know, it looks like they haven't taken a break in a while. They look rather tired, but they're working away.
Okay, I'm assuming we're on their ship now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you said you went to go look for the leader, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, they have their hatch open. I mean, you're towing them. They're, you know.
Hey, sorry to disturb your work, but we have a bit of a crisis on our ship, and I think it is quite possible that the whole of your ship might hold the answers. Can we inspect the outside of your hull?
Okay, and yeah, the leader, Hunher, he, kind of dabs his brows. He puts some tools away, and it's like, what sort of trouble are you having? I might help.
Some members of our crew have gotten a bit anxious, cabin fever, if you will. Actually, have any of you all been experiencing a type of anxiety?
Well, not everyone is meant for voyages such as these.
Understandable. One of our crewmen here right beside me, Hoban, he has a certain skill set that allows him to make a medicine. It is used from a fungus that grows on the top of the asteroids. We would like to scrape some of that fungus off if it is available on the outside of your hull, since you happen to have crashed into an asteroid.
And at that, like mentioning like where he needs this from, he kind of like, you see him kind of arch an eyebrow and look at Hoban. What flavor of concoction does he make?
Flavor. Yeah, well, if I had to compare it to anything, it would be a blueberry.
Yes. I've been on many voyages. The flavors change. The moss remains the same. You may check this vessel. What you will find is the hull is mostly rock itself, so chances are there might be some moss somewhere. And he kind of just looks at Hoban and shakes his head a little bit and goes back to work. Unless you have any other questions.
No. Hold on. Let us go.
All right, man. Let's do it.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna go out. I've got something to hold it. I've got my my arts and crafts kit that holds all my stuff. That should be enough to.
Yeah, you pull that out. Yeah, you pull that out. You see Hoban pulling out like a test tube almost with a cork in the end. He pops the cork out, and there's like some little tweezers. And he's like, all right, so it's usually like kind of bluish or purplish. It depends on the. Sometimes it's red. If it's red, good stuff. But let's do it. And so give me some perception or investigate. If you're just kind of doing a quick like pass around the ship, just walking around, give me a perception. If you're actually getting down in there and looking, give me investigate.
Let me get down and look. Okay. An 11?
Yeah, I mean you're at the kind of the furthest ship. You start your search because you mentioned it like where they actually like hit an asteroid, and you're looking around and you don't see anything there. Hoban's he's kind of just fanning out a little bit from you, creating a wider search area. But yeah, your first spot you don't really see anything.
Okay. Is Hoban's is he like in shouting distance from me? Like is he close?
Oh yeah, no, he's like 10 feet away. Yeah, I mean he's right there.
Okay. Hey, well, this moss that we are looking for. Will I notice it immediately?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's like kind of bluish, sometimes purple, and then red is awesome. Like if it's a scale, you go from blue to red, right? And you're gonna see it when you see it. I mean, it's sometimes little tiny patches, sometimes it's a nice big one. I mean, it just depends on, like out here, I don't suspect it'll be too big, but we might find, like I said, all I need is a little bit, and I could maybe get us back home. Get everybody kind of at least calm down, It's all we want, right?
Yes. You speak very quickly. Yeah, you take this and slow us down a bit. Yeah, he passes him to Jay. And also, Dakul's gonna from here on out. He's not gonna use investigation to fine tune look for everything. He's gonna use more perception and kind of move kind of quickly so that he can speed up the process a little bit. It is not your blueberry, but it does just right. Slow things down. Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, tell you what, man, I'm going to look on the front and you look on the back and then we'll meet in the middle.
You are brilliant. Now get to work.
And he just kind of
and don't do anything stupid.
And he like hands you back like this tiny little roach left. He pretty much hotboxed the whole thing.
This is why I do not share. Why?
Okay, so give me a perception check.
17.
Yeah, so you move to the kind of the rear of the ship, the aft, and it's near one of the like the bow planes, like where they kind of navigate. And on the front of the fin, you see the tiniest little patch of like purple moss that kind of splays out. It's only like maybe an inch by a half inch, but it certainly fits the description.
Excellent. Yeah, Gaku is gonna scrape it off if you can, if it's scrapable, and then put it in his kit. Yeah, he's gonna scrape it off and put it in his kit and walk around to try and find a Hoban so we can get started.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So you're just gonna take that and be okay. So you're heading back to the front of the ship, and you see Hoban down on his hands and knees, just like delicately scraping just the tiniest little patch of red. This little red moss. It's like literally like 3 flakes, and just sitting there like, man, you're gonna bring so much joy. It's weird, such a little thing. And he's just like staring at this test tube as you walk up on him.
Hold on.
Yeah. Nope. Found some.
Yes. Good. Yes, I have found some as well. Will this be enough to make our crew stable?
Everything is going to be smoothed out. Trust me. I got it. I got it.
All right.
I got it. And he's still just kind of staring there, like staring into space.
Snap out of it.
Yep.
You are embarrassing. Yes.
I mean, I don't do hard drugs like you, man. I'm sorry.
Not everyone is built for grown man's smoke. Let us head back.
And he follows you back to the Dawn Rose.
Hold on 1 second. One quick second. Does this? I'm going to ask Hoban. If it has like an aroma, like is it something that you can smell, like off? Is it a pungent kind of smell?
I mean, do you smell it? What you picked up?
Yeah. Let me smell it.
I mean, it has like a very earthy, for being out in space. Like you find this and it's very earthy. Like, I mean, but it's not like blueberry,
Right. Okay. All right. So while we head back to the ship, I'm gonna tell him to take it to Hilda so that he can get started processing. I'm gonna head back to my quarters with a small piece of it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Can I still do an action? Can I still keep moving? Keep going?
So you find Hilda. So Hilda, what were you all doing as DeCool went to go recover some blueberry moss?
Hilda would probably be found in the kitchen eating pies and crying and drinking.
Okay.
Because she feels like a terrible captain.
Oh, don't feel that way. Don't feel that way, Hilda. I was on a journey where it was pineapples, and the whole crew was tweaking for 2 weeks because we just couldn't find any. You just don't find it, and it just happens.
Pineapples.
I mean, every flavor's different. It's a dwarven thing. You can't hurt yourself. I mean, it creeps up on you the first time, just like that moss. It just creeps along. Trust me, I did my time with it. It was enjoyable. I would never decry anyone for doing it. It can get out of control, though.
I don't understand. Do you have some pineapples? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't tell these tweakers, would I? And she pulls out a little vial of yellow juice.
I had no idea.
Well, do you know what it would do to this crew if they knew about it?
It'll be our secret.
Okay.
You really think it's not that bad?
Oh, no. You just need to wean these boys down a little bit. I mean, we've been out here searching for this thing for how long now?
I mean, it's been a couple weeks, I guess.
Well, yeah, but, I'm just saying, don't beat yourself up.
Okay. She will take a very, very, very large drink.
Oh, there it is. That's from Mother Earth right there. Mm-hmm. It's my own brew. And yeah. So then DeCool showed DeCool, you weren't going to Hilda. You sent Hogan.
Nah, I'm going to my quarters real quick.
Okay. Well, Hilda, you're near the crew cabins, and Hoban comes over and he's like, "Hey, I've got some stuff. I'm gonna make it, and give me 2 hours, and we can
wean everybody off it."
Wean everybody off of it. Yep, that's it. And he
All
just stands there and stares at you.
All right, when you're done with it, I'm going to watch you do this whole thing. Hope Ann. You lost the privilege of doing this on your own.
Doing what thing?
You're going to make this. I'm going to watch you the whole time.
Right. Yep. Because we got to wean him off of it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he's like, well, we should get away from these guys. Once they start smelling that blueberries, woo, it's going to be like the rapture. They're just all going to be coming.
The rapture?
Yeah, just like everybody's going to get lifted. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Oh, man. You're so fucking square all the time. Can't be cool at all.
Why do you think I deal drugs? It's just the only way I can be cool.
It's not working.
Well,
Do some work.
I didn't say I was good at dealing drugs. Look at the situation we're in.
Exactly. That's why we're going to do this together. And Hilda's going to fucking learn how to do this.
That sounds great. And you're going to go down below decks, and he's going to start whipping up a batch of blueberries. E404, Ellery, what were you doing while DeCool was on his away mission?
Getting high.
Okay, so Ellery's, where are you getting high? This is important.
On the underneath side of the ship.
Okay, give me a stealth check to see if you slip away without anybody noticing.
Oh, please.
Well, I mean, I want you to use it.
That's a natural 17.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. 29.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Elry's there, and then he's not. Nobody knows. He just ghosts around the side of the ship, and so Elry's doing his thing. E
just wants to make sure that all the people who are experiencing withdrawal are fine. And so while it may seem innocuous for them, they're going to be casually just following around.
Mm-hmm.
Like the GMs just being like at a distance, not like right up against them, but
okay. Well, Eugene and Tall Gene, the genes in the altercation, they go back to their crew quarters and they both like kind of just get in their hammocks and kind of sulk. Smart Gene was on duty, so he goes back to just like working on the ship, buffing out all the Elry is a bored Elry is a bad Elry, whatever he's etching into the sides of the ship. And the three red shirts, they all three of them go back to the crew quarters. So most of them are congregated there, and they're kind of in their off-duty times, just trying to play cards and a lot of bouncing, knees, looking around.
Yeah, so he's just standing like right at like the door, just
staring,
probably looking more intimidating than they assume they are.
Yeah, they're the ones that are awake are constantly kind of like looking over at you every now and again, giving sidelong glances, like wondering why you're just standing there, and just like muttering to each other under their breath as they play cards. But other than that, you don't see much.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure they don't try to stab each other again. That's all.
Yeah, they seem pretty. The talk that the captain gave them, it looks like it at least placated them for the time being, or took the wind out of their sails, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So if unless you're doing anything else while you're just standing there watching. Okay, DeCool. So where are you headed?
I'm going to head to my quarters with the piece of the fungus that I have, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get Hellion to get used to that smell, and like those security dogs at the airport. Maybe he can learn how to sniff it out.
Oh, okay. All right. So give me another like animal handling or wisdom check.
12.
Okay. So you're put this down, and he's like sniffing it, and you kind of like try to lure him to really like get it. and you're a little slow as a big Hellion hamster mouth like clomps down on your hand, and when he pulls it back, like the moss is gone.
You are nuts. Ah! If you were much bigger, I would smack your bottom. Pat him. Yeah, that's frustrating. Dakul knows that there's more, so he's gonna go to where Hilda is and hopefully catch up with Hobart so we can get another small piece of it and try again.
Okay. So you leave Hellion as he's just kind of sitting there on the bed, a little wall-eyed, little just kind of spacey, and head to Hilda,
Hey,
which you see her and Hoban heading down to the lower deck.
Hold on, wait. Have you started the process yet?
I was just about to show the captain the ropes.
Good. I need a small piece of it.
Cool. What are you doing with it? Show me your pupils. Immediately.
No. My eyes are always red, but it is not from the blueberry. No, I have an idea of maybe I can get Hellion to help find more of this on the bottom of the ship. But I need more so that I can train him. It's a long shot. Yeah, and you can look at Hoban like, come on, man, make with the fungus, man. What's up?
And he's kind of like looking at the captain and looking at Dakul like, you want me to give him more?
Can you have enough without it?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it may work. It is worth it.
And he gives him he hands Dakul a small fragment.
If I make progress, you will be the first to know that. And then he's gonna hurriedly head back to his quarters in Hellion.
Okay. You bust open the door, and Hellion is like, like that move that Curly used to do where he'd lay on his side and kind of run in a circle on his side? It's that, but a hamster and on your bed. As he's just kind of like running in a loop that is like not really there, but he's chasing something, and it is the look on his face is you've seen him happy, and he's almost there. He's almost caught it as he's just kind of running in a little, and he's just like snapping.
Fuck, this is not going to work. Okay, I'm gonna make sure the Hellion is kind of safe and all my stuff is up so he can chew it up. Close my door, make sure it's secure, and head back to.
Okay, Hoban's starting the process of creating some more blueberries, and Hilda. I mean, it seems to be a fair. You just got to mix this down, and you take some other herbs, and he actually takes the last of his dried blueberries out, and he mushes those up, and he's got a little small fire going under a thing, and
Hilda takes notes for this whole thing.
Okay. Yeah. He's looks like he's whipping up a batch here, and it's mostly about the cook, and that takes a little while. But Dakul busts down into the lower deck here as y'all are working in the corner.
Captain, there has been a slight mess up. I may have accidentally gotten Hellion fucked up. But it's not there. Hear me out.
Okay.
We still have Hamilton.
So, wait, what? Are you is Hellion okay? Is he alive? Do I need to come up? What's going on?
He seems preoccupied. I think he will be all right. He's in the quarters, and I have made sure the door is secure.
So
he will run it out.
You fed the moss to your hamster.
Not exactly. He kind of snatched it from me. He's a very eager hamster. He's happy to please, and more than likely he thought it was a chance. So, Hamilton? I promise. I will not.
It's DeCool. It's just we've made a lot of progress with Hamilton 4 recently, and I don't know if I think it's a good idea to risk the same thing happening to Hellion. Like he's getting his number ones in the box now, and that's important to me as a person.
Yes, absolutely, and it's a testament to how good of an instructor you are. He has come so far. But what better way to test his ability than right now?
I don't know. It's what exactly do you want them to do? What are you attempting to achieve here?
Back in my monastery, when we would look for certain herbs and roots, we had certain animals that we would train to be familiar with the smell. Then we send them into the woods and they could dig for the roots. If we can get Hamilton the same skills, we can take him back to the hull of the ship, which happens to be full of rock. We can mine more of these essential fungus to create more, to sustain us longer, so that we will not have to risk turning back and deviating from our plan.
So you want to teach the hamster to sniff for drugs so you can make more drugs. Am I understanding? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. Don't think of it as drugs. Think of it as offering a helping hand.
That's an insidious message, DeCool, and one which requires much more complex thought than I'm capable of doing right now, because we're in the middle of a cook.
Right.
And there are a lot of steps involved. I want to make sure I get this right. I'm not sure. Long story short, I don't know. We just got Hamilton back. What if something happens to him?
He is in good hands. He is in excellent hands.
And Hoban's just been like sitting here, like staring, like a tennis match. His eyes going back and forth between your talking.
Okay.
We must come up with more, or turn around.
Well, that's what Hoban's doing right now, right? You say you're gonna have enough. You're gonna wean them off. Everything's gonna be fine, and everyone will say, Hilda and DeCool and E404 and even Ellery, they saved everybody. Because we're good, right? Yes.
But for how long? We have not reached our destination. We will be. And we do not know if these people will win properly.
It seems like you really want to do this, DeCool. And, just keep my baby safe, I suppose, if it's that important to you. Give him less than you gave Hellion.
I will only to. As a matter of fact, he's gonna pull out his little kit, and he's got like a little cloth that he uses to wipe away for his artistic. He's going to make sure he puts it inside of the cloth and hold it. And so put it inside of this, so that she cannot.
Okay, and that's okay. And while you're at it, try to help him get all the way potty trained if you can. Please. Please.
I shall try.
Okay, good.
DeCool's happy. He's going to take the remainder of the snippet and head to Hilda's quarters.
Okay, so you're going to try to train Hamilton to be the sniffer now instead of Hellion, because Hellion. Okay.
Hellion is incapable of sniffing his own ass at the moment.
Yeah. And as the camera cuts back, as DeCool makes his way up to the captain's quarters, but it cuts back to DeCool's quarters, and Hellion is now like jumping from the bed to the dresser to the table back to the bed as he's chasing like something. He's almost got it, but he ends up getting hung up on the bedpost. Like his teeth are kind of hung up on it, and he's like, and just kind of slumps in.
I'm going to say this right now. Is there a porthole in the room that DeCool has? Like, is there an exterior?
Yes.
You hurt my baby, you bastard.
I didn't do anything. I was just going to say I'm not going to do it, but I just had a vivid Pulp Fiction, Uma Thurman, Eric Stoltz interaction where Ellery ODs your hamster, but I won't do it. I'm walking off. I'm not doing it.
But yeah, the camera continues to pull back out the porthole as Ellery's like looking in at this scene and then walks off. Plotting, ever plotting. So after a time, DeCool, you're going back up on deck to head to the captain's quarters as Hunher is coming over. He's cleaned himself up a bit, but he's still wearing, just kind of workman's clothes, not his normal like uniform he wears. DeCool, did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, we have found enough to get the process started. We are forever thankful for you cooperating in the manners that you have.
Yes. If only we could find this base so easily. Where is your captain?
She's just around the corner. Dakul's gonna, kind of like give him the motion. She's in the process. Yes. Good luck with that.
And he heads downstairs, below decks, at your direction. DeCool, you're gonna go try to give me an animal handling as you go try to wrangle Hamilton the Fourth, and we'll cut down to Hilda.
18. A little bit better.
Okay. First off, you think he's got the whole like litter box thing now, and you start to do some basic, kind of you get him to follow it around, and you hide it once, and he finds it. You hide it again. He's like, he's still a little off, but you think you got him on the right path for sniffing this out.
Okay.
And we'll cut back down to Hilda as y'all get back to the cook, and now it's kind of just like Hoban like looks at his wrist. You don't really know why. He's just kind of like, this is the boring part, and then you kind of like hear his voice start to ramp back up as he kind of perks up a little bit, as it's been a little time. So he looks and sees Hunher coming down to the below decks, and he kind of looks at you, Hilda, and motions.
All right. Hoban, I'm gonna give him my notebook and say keep taking notes about the rest of the process.
Okay. And he like takes a little pen. He's like, now you wait and wait and wait. And he's like just writing that over and over.
Okay, great.
As you join Hunher at the stairs.
Hello, Hunher.
Captain, how are you?
I've honestly I've been better, but thank you for asking. How are you?
We've almost got one of our forge engines operational.
Wonderful. Glad we could help. Is there something I can do for you?
I was just wondering if there's any advancement on finding this base. You thought of anything else? This is quite frustrating. So Hoban is as Hunhar goes back upstairs, you're like, how long is it gonna take? Hoban's like, about an hour. You eat 7 sandwiches in that time.
You betcha.
And
take my time with those.
And as you're finishing the 7th sandwich, he's kind of like tapping the little beaker that he has to get every last drop And he has a little a vial of a very familiar smelling concoction. The smell of blueberries kind of wafts and fills the lower deck.
I will grab the vial and I will tell him, thank you so much, Hoban. I appreciate it.
Oh, you take the whole thing?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And he kind of gives you a thumbs up, and he begins putting all the stuff away, like looking at you and looking back at it.
How much should we start with, and how exactly should we dose this?
I mean, at this point, if you just give them like a drop, that'll be enough to calm them down. Same time tomorrow, they're going to be a little like, just give them a drop until it's out, but that'll bring them back down enough to where it won't be like this when we run out.
Okay, that sounds like a good thing. I'm going to hold on to this until everybody's being cool.
Yeah.
And I trust Hoban, if this ever happens again, you're going to be in the brig forever.
Trust me, I do not want this to happen again. This has been a severe blow to my business and my reputation, both of which I hold in high esteem. I apologize.
I'm sure you do.
I just did. I'm sorry.
It's fine. That's fine. Hilda's going to scurry away. She's going to find E404 and give E404 the vial.
Okay. You find E404, up on the mid deck. Like Hun-Her has been like kind of chatting with E, in the interim, like while waiting for you to be done with your thing. Because he knows enough to know that this robot at least knows a thing or two on this ship. So you walk up to them, just conversing.
Yeah, I give Hun-Her a big smile and put the stuff behind my back, because even though I know he knows about it, I don't want him to know about it. And she's gonna make pleasantries. She's gonna like look at E with like the "I need to talk to you" E look.
Hilda's just looking at you like she always does.
Is there something wrong, Hilda?
I was wondering if I could have a word with you for just a moment, E. Sorry to interrupt.
No, by all means. I will head up to the navigation room and await your arrival.
Thank you.
And he bows deeply and walks upstairs to the deck.
All right. And then Hilda, once he does that, Hilda's going to take the vial out and she's going to be like, E, I need you to hold on to this. I need you, Hoban says like a drop for each person who's in trouble. Do you think you can do this? I don't want to do this part at all. I think you're the best person to do this.
You will just look at the small vial. Are you asking me to be in charge of administrating the drugs?
Well, it's pharmaceutical in nature. It's blueberry juice. Can we just call it blueberry juice?
That would be not exactly accurate to what they are.
I suppose, but I mean, it's you call it what you want, E. It's yours to take care of, and it's you're the only person I think I trust, since you're the only person who doesn't want it. We're sure about that, right? You're not gonna try any blueberry juice, right? Let me see your pupils.
Like I have pointed out several times, I do not see the point in intoxicating yourself, as it just slows down your mental capacities as well as physical symptoms such as the ones that we are witnessing among our withdrawal symptoms.
Exactly. That's why you're the only one who can have this, E. Will you take it?
By the way, y'all are just talking, right? Where E was standing? I mean, you didn't say you were talking quietly. That's all I'm saying.
No.
He never talked quietly.
Yeah, like I mean, you were standing sentry over these guys that were like tweaking. And so y'all are sitting here talking about this blueberry juice pretty loudly. And there's like kind of a group, like, as you look up behind Captain Hildegard and like, you know, Eugene and Tall Gene and the three red shirts are all just kind of like standing there like, they don't want to interrupt, but they want to interrupt. Like,
Yeah, so each back is towards them. So Hilda, you would be the one.
oh, sorry.
And Hilda will just sort of point at them. It's like one drop. One drop will do. One drop each.
And they actually kind of form like a loose queue.
So this is what you would like me to do, Hilda.
Well, if you want to, it's your choice to do. But I trust you to do it.
If it will help you and the crew, I can certainly do this.
Thank you, E.
I'll take the tiny fucking vial. Very large metal hands.
Mm-hmm. Which are even larger now since you've gotten your
Yeah.
upgrade and your mighty pauldrons.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, they kind of queue up and they're like, I mean, they are like excited right now and they're happy and they're like, oh, and you give the first one their drop and, you know, they keep moving down the line. You get to one of the red shirts, Tim, and you give him his drop and he just like, you see his eyes kind of just like pop out a little bit. And he just like looks right at you and just like reaches up and gives you just like a kiss right on the mouth. You think it's Tim, you're not sure. It's either Tim or Eric, and then he just kind of like walks off into the crew quarters again and just kind of like, he's just, you know, and, you know, then there's the rest of them were waiting for their drops.
He's very confused. So confused. Doesn't know what's going on, but we'll just be able to ask him to do this thing.
By the way, Elry is also in line. He's two behind.
Yeah. And you get to Elry's like last in line.
Hi. Here for my drop. Captain's orders.
You just shake their head and give him a drop.
Elry takes the drop and kisses E404's cod piece and then walks off to wherever they're supposed to be.
Okay. So that happens. Hilda, you did you go to join Hunher too?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
did.
So he's up in the map room. He's looking at that map that y'all have of the Nyogi path that you've been looking at for the last week. Sorry. Trying to keep my shit together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Unheard.
Yes, Captain.
So do you have some new thoughts on where we're trying to go?
That I do. Have you been able to decipher anything about the information on this data screen? It is jumbled, obviously multiple images, but anything that could help us find our quarry, anything that can help us know our enemy.
Well, person I know who knows the most, I believe, is Dakul. And E404. I believe E404 has been working on it.
Perhaps we should have them here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, the navigation room is right next to your quarters where Dakul is training Hamilton. And E44, you can send Castor to go get them, excuse me.
Okay.
And after a few moments, assuming they answer the call, they join you.
Yep. We'll just show up.
Yeah, and Hunher, he basically says the same thing. Is there anything that we can find out? Anything perhaps deciphering on this data sheet?
Well, has anybody been examining this, or?
I have been doing some analysis on my own time.
And what have you uncovered, if anything?
Well, I can say with 99.4% accuracy that this is, in fact, the area we are supposed to be looking into.
Yet, nothing is here.
The only noticeable inconsistency between the different maps is the fact that they each increase by about an interval of 100 in terms of their numbering.
Hey, buddy. Well, interesting. And do you know what this number could possibly stand for?
I did not have the time to do a full accuracy reading upon what that could mean. It could be a serial number, it could be coordinates, or anything else. There are several possibilities. I have not managed to narrow down which one it is.
Then perhaps we should look at it together. So go ahead and give me just another investigate as you are kind of looking through this with this new little snippet of info.
That is a let's investigate. Dirty 20.
Okay. After a few, like 20, 30 minutes of just kind of going over this and going back and forth and just trying to figure this numbering system out, one thing it could be is the date.
It could certainly be perhaps a date. It is a very odd way of notating it outside of the normal conventions, but it would be possible.
And you see like Hunher, he's over there just like scribbling out dwarven. Hilda, you would recognize it as the dwarven numbering system. Looks like he's doing some calculations. If this map is accurate and if my calculations are such, we are at 98 days from their last passing through here. Perhaps this base appears only every 100 days for whatever it is that they were doing.
That would certainly be a plausible explanation for these numbers and for the fact we have not been able to see whatever we are supposed to see.
Well, if moving forward with this assumption, we have 2 days to prepare, what shall we do, Captain?
I think we need to make an inventory of all of the weaponry on both ships. Cool. We need Ellery. We need all our best strategists to get together. We have 2 days to prepare. We need to Home Alone the shit out of this, basically. That's what we need to do.
I need some micro machines and a tarantula.
Tarantula. You need some paint cans and a barbecue starter. Stat.
There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. Oh, let me get out of here.
So what do y'all do for the next 2 days?
I think we should strategize. I think we should get hiding spots and create a trap that's as elaborate as possible.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, this ship with the full capabilities is able to disguise itself among the stars. I believe that is something we have used in the past if we do need to hide.
Yes. What about the what do you think about the dwarven ship though? How do we hide that?
Well, either we could try to find a celestial body to hide it, or we use its visibility as a strategic move.
A decoy. I like that. Very cool. Pruitt's got shades on. Terrified.
We could cast, right? We could. It's like less than 0. We could cast it adrift and leave it as if maybe we can get it where it's fired up and get the forge fixed in 2 days, and we could almost make them think that it's not fully armed and operational, and then when they begin their attack, they will learn that it is a fully armed and operational dwarven ship. And then we show up from around the side of the moon, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's the rest of the fleet," but it's just us. But they think there's like a lot of people, and then I don't know. I'm still super high, but I'm here to help.
Well, that was a healthy amount of elaborateness there, Ellery, and I will do everything I can on her to get your ship fully functional if you're willing to try this plan. I like the idea of a decoy.
I do think it could work if we try to get the ship operational, yes. The only flaw in Master Tossbottle's plan is there are no moons out here. But other than that, it is sound tactically.
There are no moons in space. Wait a minute. Never mind. Still high.
There are quite a many, in fact, but I understand. And so now we cut to so you are going to try to get that operational, use it as a decoy. Did I understand you're going to like enact like the kind of cloaking, like the turning the shade, the sails dark and try to hide the dawn rose? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So over the next 2 days, give me a smithing roll there. You're still proficient in smithing tools.
Yes, I am.
Just give me a roll with that. I'm rolling for her.
14.
Okay. He got a similar roll. So you're able to get one of the engines working, which isn't ideal, but it means the ship can move on its own. Okay. It's not ideal again, but it can build up a head of steam. Any turning is going to really, put a dampener on any kind of like momentum.
What kind of weapons does it have?
It has, the front and the back of the ship, when there's boarding action, will actually like kind of have doors that will like kind of open up, almost like wings. And there are like deck catapults, but as far as like in attack mode, there are forward harpoons that it uses, forward and aft, mostly to attack a ship, latch onto it, and then reel in and kind of ram it. And then there's boarding. That's its general strategy, or just ramming it because it's a big like stone, like a torpedo, like it's like a submarine. So
yeah, it's phallic, is what you're saying. It's a phallic ship.
No, it's more of a submarine. It's like the Red October a little bit. It's just not everything is a penis, Emma. Even though a submarine does look like. You know what? Never mind. Let's just breeze right past that. Sorry.
That's why Hilda doesn't hang with the doors. Everything looks like a penis.
Yes, the doors look like penises. The catapults look like penises. The harpoons are penises, and penis. So anyway, at the end of this montage,
Where does all this penis come from? I approve.
Anyway, at the end of 2 days, you have set the dwarven ship kind of adrift, so to speak. So who is going to be on the dwarven ship?
We're able to take my my blueberry sniffing hamster. Well, Hilda's blueberry sniffing hamster, and scrape that stuff off the hull before we send it off into space. I was just curious.
Yeah, tell you what, give me one last little animal handling check here. As they're preparing the innards, you're checking the outers of the ship, if that's even a word.
Yep. 16.
16. You were able to find a few more flakes of just the blue, the least of the moss, but you find another couple of like kind of about quarter-size pieces. And he does very well. He almost eats it, but you manage to stop him.
And you can poop in a box. Excellent.
Yes, and Hilda, yes, he now poops in the box every time.
All right. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm taking that back, and that's it for me.
Cool. So yeah, y'all set the ship adrift, but nobody's going to be on it. Was that correct?
Well, I mean, with the dwarves can be on it.
Well, I mean, they would like to stay with their ship now that it's actually functional, and perhaps could lead some folks on a merry chase if that's what you would like. But yes, you set the Dawn Rose into kind of stealth mode as the shadows kind of infuse the sails again, and the whole ship kind of takes on like a darker tone as you kind of blend into space, especially here. Where there are not a lot of stars in the dearth, it's extra. Like even just looking up at the sails from the deck, it's a little creepy. Like how you just kind of melt away into nothingness. And it's about an hour or so after you set your trap. Oh, that was meant to be for Grant. Y'all just ignore that message. It's about an hour later. You're just looking around. There's nothing as far as you can see. And you might start thinking like, maybe we were wrong. When there is what can only be heard as a clap, like a distinct like, and there's a flash. And just like that, a base comes into view. It looks very much like y'all have been to the ocean before, and it really looks like a giant jellyfish, kind of just floating and swirling, attached to or moving around it in kind of a counterclockwise fashion is what is distinctly, y'all have all sailed enough to know is an Elithid nautiloid ship. Almost like patrol moving around this thing. Moving away from it is another ship of a different make. Someone can give me either history or a sailing roll, sailing knowledge. I think Elry, you have something like that.
I do have space knowledge.
Yeah.
I have knowledge of space.
I do as well. Also have knowledge of space.
Yeah.
It was a 19 and then it rolled to a 9. What was the skill I was using?
Either like history or if you have like, I mean, you have proficiency in sailing, but I mean, I'm just thinking basically with regards to sailing, Elry, you have kind of like proficiency in history.
Okay, well, my normal score would be a 12.
Okay.
I've got a dirty 20, so
Yeah, you.
Well, what we fucking do? Woo!
Yeah, sailing off is more of like a capital ship, like a squid ship, which is still a Lithid make, but is much larger and is meant for like higher ranking dignitaries, things like that. But it seems to be like moving off And after a short time, you see it kind of flicker and just disappear. And then a few seconds later, you hear another like very light, like a clap. And you're standing there on deck, and there is this, whatever this thing is, its dome is it glows with a bioluminescence from within. There appear to be like tall like structures inside of it, but all looking very naturally formed. And so what do y'all do at this first sign?
I will point out the other ship that had gone off and kind of disappeared. But otherwise, well, we could attempt to get closer to it and perhaps avoid detection. Or we could keep our distance. I am not sure how on the offense or defense we would like to be.
Well, it's our job to investigate this, isn't it?
That is true. There are patrol ships that are visible, so I would imagine that they are on the lookout.
And
How
as
do we
you-
get it to?
Well, I was going to say, as E points that out, it appears that the Illithid nautiloid, it banks and it looks like it's turning back. And it appears to have seen the dwarven ship just kind of sitting there adrift. And it looks like it's closing on it.
An opportunity has knocked. Who's on the dwarven ship? Is it all of us?
No, just the dwarves.
Oh, yeah, y'all just had just the three dwarves.
Well, fuck them. What a terrible plan.
If we wish to intersect them, I would suggest trying to either go from the side or from behind.
I am always a fan of going from behind. Oh, yes. That is a funny, yes, it is.
So you're saying, Cole speaks up, so you're saying we should have a rear attack?
Yes.
Mm.
I suppose that is what the current plan is.
Yeah, I mean, their ship is built to get into close quarters. Figure let them do that.
Okay.
Either way, we should prepare the ship for any form of combat.
And you hear Ellie kind of speak up in your mind, Captain. Should I go ahead and go, or do you want me to wait?
Wait until the Illithid ship gets closer, and then close.
Oh, okay. Oh, it looks like they're moving off. And she, you kind of look over and you see the dwarven ship start to limp kind of away from y'all's position, and the Illithid ship is turning to follow and pursue.
We need to match speed with the Illithid ship.
Okay.
Engage.
Do you want me to start at a 5 or faster?
How fast do you think they're going? Match speed.
Okay. Well, they're going about an 8. So
Then you should go an 8. Engage.
okay. Everybody make a dex save. Because you just told her to go at an 8 and said engage. As she just takes off in the Dawn Rose.
Natural 20.
Ellery,
We're coming up.
like Ellery spent enough time with Ellie to know that like while she's been told rules, she also follows orders. And so like Ellery immediately like grabs something right as soon as you say engage after saying go in 8, and you know what's coming. Everyone else?
22.
7.
Okay, so Hilda, ironically, the one who gave the order, Hilda goes tumbling ass over tea kettle as you kind of tumble backwards. Everyone else kind of hangs on. A few crew members kind of fall down, but everybody's pretty much like kind of prepared. And y'all just take off and begin closing on the Illithid ship, which is now like fully like pulled in behind and is closing fast on the Dwarven ship. But you're pretty sure you remember Hunher saying that the Dwarven vessel can go much faster than it is right now. It appears that the trap is being laid perfectly. So what are your orders, Hilda, as you're right now, for all intent and purposes, it looks like you're closing in on this ship 6, so to speak.
I think we wait until the Dwarven ship. Does Hunher, we would discuss this ahead of time, does Hunher intend to outrun the thing as much as he can? Or is he going to engage?
I mean, he was ready to just kind of draw off any ships that would chase him. Y'all never really discussed, like, he would just kind of assume that y'all would go for the base, you think. But y'all can do what you want.
Well, no, let's go.
There only appears to be this one Illithid ship here. The other one has already disappeared. You don't see any other ships on patrol. It's just this ship and then the base.
Oh, well, fuck. Let's go to the base.
Okay. So you head towards the base.
Yes.
Hang on. Yeah, as the ship closes, the Dwarven ship accelerates just a bit and stays just ahead of it. You can see the front of the Nautiloid, like it has like these tentacles poking out the front, and they start to like extend once they get close, like trying to grab the Dwarven ship, and it just stays just out of the reach of it. And it appears that he's clearing the way for you, and the Illithid Nautiloid ship does not appear to see y'all as you make your stealthy approach. It looks like there are there's this main bulb in the middle, and then it looks like there are 8 like kind of what you assume are docking arms. You're not sure. They're just kind of like these tentacles that like poke out. But yeah, that's what you see. Where would you like to approach this base?
I mean, if there are docking arms, just
Okay.
why not do that? Yeah.
All right.
Does it have, Pruitt, does it have its own atmo? Like, is it have a air bubble around it, or?
I mean, as you approach, what you see is this almost looks like what would be a snow globe, but it's not liquid that is in there. It's something a little bit more viscous, but you can clearly see that there are structures inside of this kind of bulb. But as you pull up, the air there's something about it. It's not like foul. Like you've been in a fouled air like that, like a ship that has its air fouled. It's not foul, but it takes on a distinct tinge of something that you have never smelled before. There's almost like a weird electricity to it. It almost makes your tongue kind of like buzz. You're not sure. Again, you're not really sure what that is. It's something you've never experienced. Okay, so you're approaching one of these docking arms. You move up to it, and you can see where it probably opens up, but you're not sure how it does.
All right. Ellie. Does Ellie have any ideas, or?
I'm not sure. It could be something to. I don't know if there's some kind of control mechanism or what. I mean, I've never seen this before, but it does appear to be slightly organic. It feels that way.
You want me to go check it out?
Sure. That works.
All right.
I've been itching to do this since like episode 10. Remember when I made those harpoons that go into the ballista that can shoot me and E404?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, 404.
Yes, Elry?
I got 2 questions for you. One, do you want to get shot down on that thing with me?
I am not sure at this point. What is question 2?
Do you have any more of those drops? Sort of walked right into that second one, but that's cool. Come on, best buddy. Let's get high and fly.
I do not think being intoxicated would be wise for this excursion.
Oh, good. Then leave the thinking to me. Let's go, E.
Sure.
I mean-
Yep. Cool. He's going with this.
Technically, it's not time for the drops yet, but they have not
Yeah.
had their drops today. I mean, if I'm going to be fair.
All right. Yeah. He will give Elry.
I will gladly pay you for a drop today. On to whatever.
Yeah.
I'll pay you tomorrow
He will
for a
give-
drop.
He will
What's
give
up?
Elry his 1 drop as he's supposed to. Only 1.
All right.
And then store it back into their chest compartment.
Let's rock and roll.
Yep. Shut up. Goddamn
Let's break
shit.
on, let's
Okay,
break on
who's,
through the other side.
who do you have aiming and shooting for you?
Who's the best aimer and shooter?
Well, actually, it's the genes make a great ballista crew. That's the one thing. They work pretty well together. So
Okay. Here's Elry's contribution to the episode so far.
Jeans, I know you sons of bitches can do this type of shooting. Come here. I know you're also strung out. I know what it feels like to have your teeth itch. I know what it feels like to want to be able to do something, but you're too goddamn strung out not to be able to. So here, I've got this.
And he has like a fourth of the vial that he's been given by Cole.
I'm going to give you each a drop. And when you get your highest, I want you to shoot E404 and I onto the base. So just look at each other. And when you know you're at your highest, let's do this.
okay.
Stay in bush, start playing. Let's do this.
So yes, as you put a drop on each of their tongues, and as some kind of weird amalgamation of Highway to the Danger Zone and Lux Eterna from Requiem for a Dream starts playing, we see a montage of drops hitting tongues, like sharp intakes of breath, eyes going wide, E and Elry climbing on the harpoon, loading and aiming, and small, tall Gene screaming, "Fire!" And you fly off. And you strike true right at the end of one of these like docking arms. The harpoon strikes true, and y'all are now. It sinks deep into it, and you can tell that the skin of this thing, it's not a hull. There's a fleshy it gives like flesh, but yeah, you're there.
Hey, we're alive, E404.
You would not be saying that if you were not.
Seldom wrong and right again, my good friend. Let's get inside this sucker.
Okay. So what are you doing to try to get inside this thing?
I've got a lightsaber and a laser pistol. One of them's gonna work.
Okay. So you're just trying to like cut a hole in this thing?
Yep.
Okay.
It's just as if I'm going in for trade negotiations above Naboo, and I have been tried to be gassed, and I'm going to get out.
Okay. So you pull out your blade. What color is it again? After you discover that he can change the color?
You didn't tell me you could change the color.
Oh,
You just
shit.
told me to stop with purple.
Oh shit! No. You fiddled with it enough. You figured out that there is actually a setting where you can change the color on it, like after a while.
Oh, I'm going green.
Okay.
Absolutely. Fucking Luke. Return of the Jedi green.
Yeah. By the way, it was purple because I love that Roller 300 picked up on it. It's blueberry. It's color of blueberry. Anyway.
Whatever. Fine, Roller.
So your green blade extends. Your green blade extends, and you hear the sound of like kind of flesh popping as you cut a big enough hole for E in this thing, and there's a slight like you feel the pressure change as you cut this thing open, and it almost kind of sucks you in a little bit. Actually, it would blow you out a little bit. Sorry. There's a little breeze, and then you.
Is it sucking or blowing, Pruitt? I need to know.
Well, it's blowing, Ellery. So, yeah.
Good. Very good.
And after it blows just a little bit, enough to push you back on your heels, but not knock your socks off, you manage to step inside the docking arm.
Okay, before he would advance into the arm, he is going to. They're in range for me to message back to them. Correct? 120 feet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So he'll point back to put the copper wire up in his mouth, point back to his captain, and say, "We've breached a tentacle. We're going in through the hole. You can respond to this message."
Hilda will laugh a little bit. Say, "Okay, be careful."
All righty. Hey,
Cool.
E4. Yeah. The captain's giving us the K. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's do this. Fucking sun's out, guns out. Let's do it.
He's going to go in.
Okay. You step in, and the inside is it's a little weird in here. It is almost like a tunnel, but there's a moisture in the air. Like this is definitely some kind of living apparatus, right? Y'all were inside Aspidoshan through another plane, but it's kind of that same feel. And there is a long tunnel, kind of just like almost just like maybe like cartilage rings every like 20, 30 feet or so. But it's a nice flat walkway. And you don't see, at this moment, you don't see anything, but there is a kind of a bluish green bioluminescence coming from the end of the tunnel itself that barely reaches you, but you can see in the distance. Like this is just a straight shot. And you don't see anything right now. You don't hear anything with your passive perception.
All right. We keep going in, E404.
I suppose so. We have been catapulted here and have cut a hole into the wall.
I mean, shit, E404, you're right. I can't argue with any of this. Shot and cut into we have. All right, do you want to walk down the front? I'm going to walk over here about 30 feet and be quiet.
Yeah.
I
He's gonna try to be quiet.
Okay.
I think try.
Okay, give me some stealth checks.
Oh boy.
I just rolled a fucking 2.
Oh, the halfling one.
It's a 14. I'm not spending luck on it. Fuck it.
That's a solid 7.
Yeah, so y'all, you begin, Elry's trying to duck between each of these kind of like, almost like support rings, right? But it gives it some cover every about 20 feet. And you're ducking behind those. You're literally just like walking next to the wall, but you're not behind anything. And you're maybe like crouched a little bit. You've watched Elry stealth enough. I don't know.
Yeah, just like they know what Ellie does and just tries to imitate it.
So you kind of crouch a little bit and go into stealth mode. But you're still just like clambering right down the edge of the this tunnel. And you think you're about halfway to the main body of this base, when you see 2 robed figures like kind of walking y'all's way, and they stop, or at least one of them stops. It's like, what is that? What is that? And I mean, it's clearly common, but they are slightly surprised.
Just a little?
And yeah, just a little. And it looks like their hands go to their belts and they draw like daggers, and start moving forward. Like, what are you? And looks like they're kind of questioning.
I am E404 of the E series. Who are you?
We are followers of he who watches over all. Why have you invaded our home?
Surprise, motherfuckers!
What do you do?
Elry hasn't heard any of this because he's high. And so he would explode out of wherever kind of shadow he's been in. And as he would, I'm going to roll.
Go for it.
10 to 20 means he stops and thinks better of himself. 1 to 9 or whatever, he's just impulsive. It's a 17. So Elry lands with his weapons out and he points them at the two that come up, but he won't do anything as he's waiting for E404 to enact whatever protocols they're going to enact.
E's very confused.
Okay, so E, you were just there talking to these two people. You're not really sure, like, you know, they're humanoid and they're speaking common, but they have like, you know, kind of it looks like they're kind of bluish robes. They have these little daggers out, and then Elry busts out, and immediately they're like, ah! And just like scream, and it looks like they're about to turn around and run away. As you like you scared the shit out of them.
He's just like, he just looks at Elry, looks at the two figures. It is all right. He is prone to doing these things.
Yeah, they're turning around and they're running away right now.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute.
And he's kind of got his sword over one shoulder and his gun. He twirls it and puts it.
Sorry about that. Hey, sorry about that. Come back.
Give me whatever. What are you trying to do here? Deception, persuasion?
Yeah, he's not going to kill him, so it'd be persuasion.
Okay, so give me a persuasion roll.
13 plus, I think it's a 7, so that's a dirty 20.
Okay. Okay. So they stop what they're doing. They stop running away, but they keep their distance, and you hear one of them go, we need some help. There's people. And they sound very scared, but it sounds like they're calling back for reinforcements.
You don't need any reinforcements. We're weary travelers. Oh, from the dearth. Me and my friend were shot here.
Oh, you shouldn't be able to just get in. You weren't expected. What?
What?
What did you say?
I don't know. What did you think I said?
I don't know. I was saying something when you said something, so I couldn't quite hear it.
That's sort of my MO.
But you can't just... How did you just walk in here? You can't just be in space.
Sure we can.
Like Elry said, we were shot here.
From where?
From...
Outside of this space.
From, yes, a great flower.
We'll only be in transition here for a day. You need to leave. You can't go back to our realm.
Where's your realm?
Well, we are those who have passed over into his protection. We came from your realm, and now we are in paradise.
Oh shit, that's why we're here.
Give me another persuasion check.
That's an 18. 25.
Oh, I mean, were you brought here by the little ones?
Yep.
Oh, why didn't you just say so? I mean, normally they're with you. They're hideous. Ugh. I don't like their build. They smell, the legs, the teeth. It's gross, but the shepherds, the small ones, they brought you here.
Yeah, and then we said, "Hey, we're leaving. The hell with you, you stink, and you're off color." And we just jumped, and we got here, and E404 are here.
Well, then
We are here.
well, you're awfully young. And at this, like, they actually kind of start walking up to you. It seems like they bought your story. And they walk up to you and pull their hoods back, and these are humans. Like, there's no doubt. Like, these are human beings. It's a man and a woman. And they walk up. They have very simple blue robes made of a decent material, but not too extravagant. And a small rope around the waist with a dagger and a hilt for it. And they put their knives away. And like, well, they normally don't bring. Are you a child? And what? And they're kind of just looking at you funny now.
I think you know who I am.
Who are you?
I'm the chosen one.
The chosen one. You are he who will open the eye?
Don't get embarrassed. But yes.
Give me one more persuasion check.
Fuck. Oh, I'm re-rolling that 4. 18. That's 25. And I've spent luck.
Okay. Their eyes, both of them, and you can start to hear more people coming from down the tunnel behind you. Sounds about like 3 or 4 more people. And you are standing there as their mouths are agape, and as the reinforcements show up, they're like, "Oh, it's the chosen one. It's he who will open the eye."
Here to open it.
Oh, and they all look very reverently, and they kind of part and they form, and they're like trying to usher you further in.
Wait. Hold on, everybody. I have brought my deacons and my postulates. They're on a ship outside. Allow me to bring them in. Only my altar server is with me. E404. Ooh.
Well, I mean, they're on the Nyogi ship right now that brought you here?
No. The Nyogi wouldn't travel with all of my entourage, so they made them fly in a different vessel. And so now that I have been delivered, I am here. The Nyogi have done their job and have left. But my entourage must come in for me to open the eye.
Oh, well, you are the chosen one after all. I mean,
it makes sense, right?
I mean, it's a slightly out of protocol or off protocol, but I don't think the priest will mind. Oh, sure. And they walk down. They walk down to the end, and they see the hole that is cut, and they're like, "Oh, the poor." And they look up at the ceiling and the roof, like, "Oh, you poor beast." Oh, and they're kind of just like petting the walls next to the hole there. And you see one of them go to the end, and they kind of do something. You're not really sure. Looks like they're like pushing on a very specific part, and the end of this docking arm just kind of opens up, and you're looking out, and there's the Dawn Rose, about 100 feet away.
There they are. Hey, he flips the copper wire in. Hilda, my high priestess, come into this place. I am the chosen one. I bid you welcome.
Hilda responds, "Okay, it's from your priestess." Okay, so cool.
All right, she's coming.
What? Okay.
Too cool. We had it all set up. They need.
If E could have facial expressions, it would just be of like, just fucking go with it. They've been very quiet since this
Yes.
Okay.
Dakul is in first mate mode. He's screaming out to all the rest of the crew, "Ready, battle stations!" He's going to send somebody to unlock the armory to make sure everybody gets their weapons, so that all crew members are armed. Everybody is helming the ballista, and we are readying our boarding party, which is going to include me, our lovely Captain Hilda, and any random red shirt.
A random red shirt.
Let's do Tall Gene. Yeah, let's get another halfling in there.
Okay, so you get Tall Gene. Okay, yeah. So, do you get all these people up and like on the deck as the Dawn Rose is moving up to this docking arm and just kind of meets it? It almost like you see it almost kind of grab the side of the ship, and holds it fast. And you can just kind of, where you normally would have the gangplank, it's just, you just step off into this tunnel and you see Elry there, and you see a bunch of robed figures. Some of them have pulled their hoods back. Those in the back still have their hoods up. As they're kind of looking at this crew, and just their faces are kind of like screwing up in confusion. It looks like that's what you see.
Elry will come over and take him around the waist, since he can't get high enough to get around their shoulders, and be like, "Hey, everybody, let's do this. Let's take the Chosen One on a tour of the facility."
Chosen One. Yes. Yes, the Chosen One. Yes. Show us around.
Yes. Hilda will give an elaborate bow thing. Be like,
May
your
I-
high priestess is here.
Yes, may I present my high priestess and my high priest?
Okay.
They're always high.
Okay, yeah. So you say that, and again, they're looking at y'all very funny. And give me, everybody can give me a kind of an insight check or a perception check. Actually, a perception check. And Elry, give me one last persuasion.
It's not a 6? Damn. No, 7. 7, sorry. Ugh.
13.
With
20.
a 9 rolled, I will get a 16 persuasion.
Okay, so Elry and Hilda, I mean, y'all are sitting here like kind of ushering on to this into this base, and y'all both like can see like there's enough light here to see under the hoods, and like every one of these people in these robes look human, and they are all looking at this ragtag group going from the dwarf to the half elf to the robot to what they thought was a human child, but now they're like looking closer at the clothing. And they're like, "Whoa." And what was your persuasion, by the way?
16.
Yeah, they're like very hesitant, but they're still like, okay, yes, we should go see we should go see our priest. He will want to see you after all.
Sure.
Oh, Chosen One.
Yeah. Don't throw that shit in there late. It's been a long trip. I'm a little edgy.
I apologize. I apologize. Please follow us. We will take you to him.
Okay, so you gonna show us around first, or are we going straight to the Grand Poobah?
Oh, well, I mean, we must make the circuit in order to get to the temple. It resides at the heart of this beast. And
I was told that, wait. I was told that I was going to be able to see the last couple groups that came here to see what has been done.
oh yes, well, we must pass. It is the way. All of these lead to the same place. You must start at the re-education center, so you can learn the way.
Oh shit, okay.
Yes. Please come with us. Certainly you already know many of the lessons that will be taught.
I'm sure I do. Hey, by the way, where are all your fighters?
fighters. I mean, we are here
Don't-
simply to serve he who watches over all. I mean,
Right, but I mean, don't you protect yourselves? There was a dwarven vessel that was just outside that was trying to get in here. Don't you have any type of armament ready for these goddamn dwarves? He looks over at Hilda. No offense.
well, I mean, there are some of the masters. Those who work with the priest. They are on their ship. I mean, I'm sure they'll take care of it. They're very, very diligent in what they do.
But there's nobody here. There's nobody here to protect me.
Oh, yes, of course there are. There are the
Like
there are the
what?
priests. There are the temple
Make me-
guardians.
Make me feel better.
Well, we will get to the temple guardians. You will see.
As
Who
this
are
is
the-
going on, Hilda's going to start murmuring to herself, and she's going to cast Eyes of the Grave just to see if there are any undead things within 60 feet of us or so.
Okay. Well, you begin casting, and a couple of them look at you, but you've already been shown as the high priestess, so they don't, and just kind of shake it off because they assume you're doing priesty things.
That's exactly what Hilda's doing.
Yep. So what do you're looking for undead?
Yeah, it allows me to magically detect undead until the end of my next turn. I know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover or protected from divination magic.
You detect no undead whatsoever.
Okay. Hilda breathes a little easier, but still not much because it's creepy.
Okay. And so, yeah, as you continue walking, you approach the re-education center, and it comes into a very kind of a lower ceiling than you would imagine, like looking at this thing from the outside. This is one of the more squat structures. It's still about 20 feet, just kind of a soft, shallow bowl of a roof. There's a pond in the middle. There are people all just kind of sitting around, dangling their feet in the pond. In the various ponds, and they're wearing kind of very bright blue robes as opposed to the deeper robes that deeper kind of navy blue robes that these people are wearing here. But they're just sitting around this pond being talked to by looks like some kind of cultist giving a lesson, wearing the same robes as those, ushering you right now. And your guide, this guy who's just been kind of chatting to you, like, oh, this is where we teach the lessons and where those that are brought here can find a new way, can find a different way of being. It helps us find our purpose in the universe.
Fantastic. What is that purpose once you guys get, find your fucking center and everything? What do you guys get in here in this neck of the nape?
Oh, well, I mean, there are many levels to this wondrous place. We must work our way up. We must prove ourselves. And then eventually we can become true servants of he who watches over all and assist you, the chosen one.
Right. I was going to say levels. That sucks to be you guys, but I'm here to go to the top, the very top. So
yes, we are on their way. Do not worry. And by the end of this, you've kind of walked through most of the re-education center. You're just kind of walking around the periphery. It looks like there's just loose groups of people. You would count maybe like a total of like 50 or 60 in this kind of large. It's more wide than tall, like I said, but it's a rather large room. And you just kind of skirt the edge, and then you find yourself in another very narrow tunnel that leads off. And it looks like you're heading towards a larger structure. And your guide once again speaks up. It's like, oh, this is the living quarters for those who have arrived, those who are ready to move on to the next stage, to the realignment center, which will be our next stop. Is there anything else that you would like? I mean, have you been fitted for realignment yet?
Yes, I did 2 semesters in Neros for chiropractic medicine. So I am fully set, functional, I feel like I am in order. I've got my masseuse de cool with me, also my high priest.
At this
Yes.
point, Elry looks over at everybody else, and you realize two things. One, Elry is super fucking high. And two, he has no idea what he's doing. And he just kind of offers a smile like, we're probably all going to die.
Well, you move through the first level of the housing, and it is a very just a round tower. He talks about the fact that there are 10 levels, and you see a spiral staircase that kind of goes up and around the periphery of the tower. But he leads you straight through it. And again, it looks like you're kind of going in a circle around this thing as you move into the realignment center. And in here, you see a bluish glow that all of you recognize almost immediately upon entering it. And off in the distance, you see some tables currently unoccupied, but you also hear the sounds of, you're not sure if it's like weeping or crying or what, but it's something off the main entranceway that you're kind of just walking through.
What is that betwixt my ears? Doth that the sound of crying?
Oh, well, I mean, realignment is, it can be a painful procedure, I'm told. I am up actually very soon for my test to be aligned, hopefully. But I've been told that there can be some discomfort, but on the other side of it, you are a whole new person, able to shape the world how you see fit and be a true weapon for he who watches over all.
Oh, right. I'm getting outfitted for my hand blasters and all that stuff myself. As the chosen one, of course, when I get aligned, it has to be with the special stuff, and that's why I'm here. So, oh shit. Did we forget that back on hold on a second? Let me talk to my high priest and high priestess. And he walks over and goes, yeah, we're going to all die. I'm pretty sure that we're surrounded by those things that we fought over when we killed the fucking ear Haskell Harkin. Yeah, it's like a bunch of Iron Men. This is like Iron Man 3, and we're not Gwyneth Paltrow, whoever any of that is. So, what do you want to do?
Who is in charge?
I don't know. I'm going to guess it's probably that fucker I shot when we were there.
He who watches over all.
Right, the overseer.
He has positioned themselves kind of in front of this whole whispered conversation.
Okay. You're standing there looking at these cultists who are like, they have kind of like a happy, just content look, and they're like just kind of waiting.
I think we should get out of here as soon as we possibly can.
I think we should take over the ship.
I think we got it too far.
We in too deep.
Maybe it's the Fratellis.
What?
Take us to the helm.
I thought this was a base and not a ship. Can it fly?
I think it's a thing.
It's a thing?
They seem to pet it. They seem to
It was
stroke
also moving when the.
Oh.
It did have a slight rotate, like it was slowly rotating.
Oh. Oh dear.
I say we get them fucked up and take the ship.
I'm pretty sure that if we stay in this house longer,
what manner of heresy is this? We have brought you the chosen one, and you have not prepared. He's going to look over to Small Gene. Grab the sacred blueberry. He's going to look at Small Gene and be like, go get juice.
And Tall Gene's like, I don't know where the juice is. I don't have it. Who has it? And he kind of looks at E and looks at E. And he kind of runs over. He's like,
Bring forth the juice bearer.
The crew is still standing there, looking, official. We have visited many facilities and bases, and we have never been disgraced to see those as unprepared. I look into you all's eyes, and none of you have taken the sacred juices to look upon the sacred one. In order for any of this to continue, I need everyone to stand before him and stick their tongue out to receive the sacred juices in order to stare upon our spirit one.
Stick your tongue out and receive my juice.
So I'm going to need a deception check from y'all. As y'all are looking at them and you give them this spiel, and you see their faces just like, so DeCool, and I mean, if Elry's helping out, I was going to make you do it at disadvantage, but you can just do a straight deception check.
19 and 3 is a 22.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, this is weird. Because I rolled a 20 and their religion is +2. So I got a 22 as well. And they're just like, I do not recall any story of a sacred blueberry juice anywhere in the texts. And your mention of other bases, there are more of us out there, more writing.
There is plenty you do not understand. If you had been willing to accept the sacred juices, your mind would have opened up and realized that we are not alone. That's because you have disrespected us by not preparing. You ask such simple questions.
I apologize. One of the
Hilda,
apostles of the Chosen One surely knows the text better than I. I'm pretty much a apprentice, but
Hilda's going to start murmuring, and she's going to put her hands together, and she's going to go out, and she's going to cast the Spirit Guardians, but she is going to choose not to hit anybody with it. And Spirit Guardians is going to be a blue swirly thing that surrounds her. That's a bunch of people kneeling to receive their communion from a DeCool-like being.
so DeCool, these Spirit Guardians rise up and look like they're waiting for you to dispense to them the Holy Sacrament.
Yes. The heresy has brought upon us. You have angered the ancients. Fall upon your knees with your tongues out now before things get worse.
And the 4 cultists that are kind of the rest have kind of broken off and gone back to their duties. But 4 people, you have kind of an honor guard of 4. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. But they move up, and a couple of them are kind of questioningly looking around, and they finally get down on their knees to receive communion.
Yes. This is how one prepares for the sacred one. He looks over. Hey, I do have some of that blueberry juice with me from the last scraping, right?
Well, no, I thought that gave Tall Gene the last, and he gave that to you.
All right. Yes. And as they're bowed before the sacred one, that cool drops upon each tongue. Now you can see. Now you are prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, I was raised Pentecostal. We did a lot of communion though. Anyway, and so they take the Holy Sacrament, and almost immediately I mean, these people eat vegetables and don't do anything but drink water and pray probably. And the effect is immediate as they just, oh my God, I can see beyond. I can see into realms. This is truly, where did you get this sacrament? And they all 4 of them look like they're blitzed out of their mind. One of them is just staring at his thumb. But see, the thumb is opposable. That's why we can build things like other creatures can't. Like, you know.
Yes. Become one with the source. Now go amongst your people, gather and prepare them for the offering.
Yes, we will be back. And they all four kind of head back towards the housing tower. And y'all are left alone in the realignment center in this lobby area. There's another doorway, like kind of similar to the one they're exiting on the other side. And then in here, there are 4 other doorways that kind of lead further into this kind of, it's a small like dome structure.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I would say that we are very much out of our depths.
We could have a new tool to help investigate further. With all of this, think of the opportunity.
We're in the middle of a city of psychopaths. We're all out of blueberry juice.
We can't get them all high.
We can't. We can run like sons of bitches. I'm faster than all. I mean, we can make it back to the boat.
Yeah. I'm with Ellery.
Are you sure? Darkul is absolutely disappointed because he wants to take over. Of course. You are my captain. Whatever it is you say, I will humbly follow. However, look at the opportunity.
I see it, but I'm fucking terrified, Nicole. This is a
Where
great
do we
call.
go? Where do we go from here?
We report back to Darmadale.
Yeah, my captain.
Fuck Darmadale. Get out of here.
Yeah. Hilda hoofs it. It's like, you can stay if you want. I'm not.
Okay.
God
so
damn it. We're at the end of the episode. You know what's gonna happen.
So y'all are heading back out to the same doorway they ran out? Yeah. Okay. Y'all are running out to the doorway and it slams shut. And from the opposing doorway, like you knew it was going to happen, the reason you were running anyway, a figure steps through in purple robes, probably about 9 feet tall, flanked by 2 other figures, deep blue robes. Their hands come up and extend, and you can see the glow of blue on their palms. And inside your mind, you hear a watery voice saying, "Leaving so soon, are we?" And that's where we're going to leave off tonight. As you see tentacles coming up out of the robe and kind of waving around. As you're in the heart of this Illithid cult city. So good job on that. It was truly inspired. I did not expect this at all. They sneak in. This is amazing. I love y'all so much for this. So let's run around the cast and crew and see how everybody liked it. We're going to do reverse order like always. So Kiana, first off, how's finals and all that fun stuff? And then how'd you like the episode?
Finals are, I'm not sure which is worst. I still have like a whole final project and a report to do.
Yeah.
And then we're facing up with the fucking overseer and 2 of their creations.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Yeah.
don't know. They're
Yeah.
both pretty terrible pages to have, but I can tell you which one's more fun, and that's definitely this game and being in space with this crew. God, this episode was full of drugs and innuendos, and I don't know how else to describe Starward Bound.
That's about right.
10 out of 10 accurate 1 sentence description. But yeah, this was so much fun as always. I can't wait for next week, and also I don't want to face off the illicit again. But looks like we're gonna have to do it anyways. So until then, you guys can find me over on Twitter at GinnaS. That's where you figure what I'm doing, because I'm over the internet playing role-playing games almost every day of the week. But what I will plug is that on Monday, I am running a game of Bluebeard Bride, which is basically a feminine horror game presented by Magpie Games. And I'm doing basically a bunch of one-shots within the system. Emma will be on it later in January, I believe. And so it's going to be great. It's going to be horrific. So definitely tune in for that. But of course, you'll find me here on Tuesdays doing something to deal with the illicit. I don't know. E so out of their comfort zone and their depths. They don't lie. They don't sneak.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are.
Yeah, you're pretty much relying on all those traits. Thank you, Ellery. Next, Emma. Emma, how are you doing?
I'll tell you, I needed as weird of an episode as this was, because that was a weird one. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah,
I love Nicole scheming, because it's just this side of like maniacal. let's teach the hamsters to do drugs and stay here and take over the creepy ship. Let's do it. That was a fun one. I hope that because we just gave up a bunch of blueberry juice, we're not in the same situation next week, and then we have a Groundhog Day of tweaking crew members every single week for the next 5 years, where we use blueberry juice to just like ply all of our enemies and then murder them, and then we're in the same situation the next week. I'm Emma Lambert. I'm the communications director for WebDM. Let's see, what do I have to plug? I'm going to be on Capricorn Cross's channel on Friday. And I should know what I'm doing, but I'm doing that. And it's at 1, and I'm going to play a thing. It'll be great. And yes, thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you. Next, Greg, how are you doing? Oh, chosen one.
I strangely enough, after this episode, I feel a slight twinge of guilt, as if I am just in the subtlest of ways responsible for something that's occurred here at the end. I'm not sure if it might just be, kind of self-doubt. So I'm going to go with that. I think that it's maybe just me kind of reading into things and projecting. But anyway, my name is Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. I played your very own cruise director, Ellery Tossbottle, tonight. And I can't wait to come back here next week and figure out exactly what I need to put on Ellery's tombstone, because as mentioned before in chat, I have 39 hit points, and a head-to-head fight with a city full of psychopaths is not going to go well for Ellery. And then kind of, everybody else too probably would have a problem, but Ellery is going to really have a problem. What am I going to plug? I'm going to plug this on Friday nights on my channel at 9 p.m. Eastern. Our very own producer here, who did a fantastic job, Wise Papa Grant Ellis, is GMing some Invisible Sun action for Grammar of the Dark over on my channel. Please join and also follow up, because we have some super fun things coming next season, and we'll talk about those the closer we get. But until next week, sing your songs of Ellery Tossbottle, because the final verse might be next Tuesday. Until then.
And last but not least, the mastermind behind this brilliant little scheme to take over this illithid cult, DeCool, Trey.
It's all Ellery's fault. I blame him. He drug us in the waters too deep. No, look, I remember when I was a kid and I stayed out well past my curfew, which was like midnight. And I was having a good time with me and my homeboy. And he looked at me and he was like, listen, man, you already missed your curfew. It's night. The ass whooping you're going to get from your mom and dad isn't going to be any different than the ass whooping you get if you stay till 4 a.m. And I listened to his advice, and that ass whooping was sound. I feel like that exact same predicament of going down the mouth of madness with Ellery. I don't know how this is going to end, but I do know it's definitely going to be unique from the weird, stretched out, brilliant, psychopathic mind of our amazing DM Prue. Yeah, thank you for yet another amazing, brilliant, who the hell knows what's going on adventure. Hey, even if I wasn't even a part of this, I just to see how it all turns out. I am Trey Murphy, aka Centel. You can catch me on the Twitter sphere at Centel.com and also on Instagram as well. Check out lightscameradiscover.org where we teach the filmmaking process to kids so that they can learn to be crazy and deranged like our brilliant storytelling DM. Please tune in next week because it's definitely going to be out there.
Yes, please do tune in next week because it's probably won't be pretty. It's going to be awesome though, and I can't wait because when dealing with things that alter the mind, the party had their problems, and now they have a whole new set of problems. So we shall see how this head-to-head matchup between an illithid cult and we're gonna have to figure out who y'all actually brought. So this will be fun. Anyway. This has been another great episode of Starward Bound. Had a lot of fun tonight. Let's plug our sponsor one more time, Tabletop Loot, tabletoploot.com. Head on over there, WebDM15, get you 15% off. Hope you enjoy that. Everybody hang on here. We're going to raid Lindy, my RPG and co-host. So until next week, like we always say, may the dice ever roll in your favor. Bye.